Yeah, so in the workshop that we had earlier this week, there were a number of different themes came out where companies in general, but especially the small and medium-sized enterprises, need help in deploying new, innovative and digital solutions to support their Industry 4.0 ambitions. And I'll point to three things that the public sector can help to these small and medium-sized enterprises. Firstly is on the risk, or specifically de-risking. And this is a theme that comes up when talking to small companies, is they are very time constrained, they don't have a lot of spare capacity in their production setup, and they cannot afford to implement new technologies while still running their whole production business. That any downtime can be catastrophic for these companies. And so there's a really important part of de-risking the deployment of technology, which the public sector can help with. By being able to demonstrate that these are tried and tested technologies, and that there is not just doing it once for the first time, but actually there is experience and case studies which can be called on. Which links to the second point, which is also around trust. Now, this might sound funny from someone who works for a company that sells digital solutions, but we have to be honest and open that not every company will trust the salespeople, right? And we know that is when you're dealing with new technologies, people sometimes are reluctant and resistant to embracing it and don't really know what is the truth versus what it might be just more of a sales pitch, which is not 100% truthful. But this is where governments can come in, having a trusted environment, platforms, which brings together trusted salespeople, trusted sellers of digital solutions, backed by the government, bringing together different companies who can demonstrate how it's been used before, can really improve the trust to accelerate the deployment of these solutions. And the third area, which also links to the two, is the issue of time. These small companies often, they're running at full capacity, there is no spare time to research, to experiment. And this is where it's really important to show that these are tried and tested solutions and can minimize the amount of time it takes for deployment. So bring those three things together, to de-risk, save time and increase trust, can really help accelerate for the small companies the deployment of the solutions which we see already coming in place for the larger companies. Yeah, so we see two areas of where policy can help to accelerate the deployment of Industry 4.0 applications, and then a third, which is not strictly policy, but where governments can really lean in. So the two policy areas, firstly, is in relation to data. The platform that our German colleagues set up on Industry 4.0 identified that companies are not certain about how they can use data. We have a very strong data regulation environment in the EU, built on GDPR, which is for personal data, but companies who are by nature more risk averse on this are not sure about how they can exploit data to enhance their manufacturing, enhance innovation. And so having an industry platform which the governments are part of, making a safe environment for the use of data, for the sharing of data where relevant, can unblock some of the delays you have in deploying Industry 4.0 applications. The second area where there's a longer term investment required is on digital skills, and really bringing in digital skills from an early education age and making sure it filters through the entire economy and society, so that we can remove the block of not having sufficiently skilled people on digital solutions, which we do find as a blocker for the deployment, especially in small organizations where you can't have specialist staff. There needs to be a basic level of digital skills to use these technologies. And then the third area, which is not strictly policy, is just on financial resources. Often small and medium-sized enterprises are more financially constrained. So having government subsidization of the deployment of these technologies can help accelerate it, at the point where, linking to what I said earlier about de-risking, it can de-risk also from the financial side, so that companies are more confident to make this leap into the future and the future technologies, which will drive their own economic performance and improvements.